What's going on, internet? We're gonna do things a little differently today because I don't do things quite like this very often. I had never even heard of this film before about 2 days ago when the director DM'd me a screener copy of the movie and requested I review it. I get things like that a lot, but I don't tend to usually do them because my schedule's packed enough as it is. But I watched the trailer for this one and I was really impressed with what I saw, so I decided to check it out. Also, piece of advice, stick around to the end of the video for a special announcement.
Weird Fiction. 4 tales of true terror.
Weird Fiction is the directorial debut of Jacob Perrett, or Perrett, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's a retro revival horror anthology done very much in the vein of Tales from the Crypt. It tells 4 different horror stories. One about a vampire, one about an alien, one about a monster, one about a serial killer, reusing several actors and all framed by short vignettes starring the director as a ghoul man called the Collector who makes corny jokes a la the Crypt Keeper. Like I said, I really knew nothing about this film going into it. I just blindly checked it out. Keep in mind, this movie was made on absolutely no budget. To my knowledge, the director just filmed this movie in his spare time with his friends. I might be wrong about that, but that was my understanding. Which is why I'm so surprised that this movie came out so well. You're gonna hear me compare this movie a lot to The Barn, not necessarily in terms of its scope or its budget or its effects, but absolutely in terms of its passion and in terms of its dedication to creating an honest-to-God retro revival horror film. This movie feels like the type of thing you would find at the back of the last blockbuster in existence on VHS, hidden behind some old dirty copies of old Godzilla films. Weird Fiction absolutely has its flaws, but what impressed me above all else is the sheer amount of passion that went into this movie. First off, if they didn't shoot this on film, they did a really damn good job at recreating it, because holy shit, this movie, much like The Barn, looks like it was shot on 16mm film. And given the fact that this was made on no budget, I got to assume that wasn't the case. But if that wasn't the case, they did an incredible job at creating that look. On top of that, each story has a really distinct charm and self-awareness to it, and the movie overall has a really impressive level of production value for a film like this. The shot composition, the lighting, the camera work, the editing, they're nothing short of impeccable, and that's not something I would have expected from a no-budget film that was made on someone's spare time. The way this film is edited especially really works in its favor, because they managed to cut around all the scenes that would require some expensive effects while still maintaining the impact of what you would be seeing. It's some really impressive shit, I will say that. And it's really clear to me that Perrett knows what he's doing, and that he has a distinct passion and knowledge for the genre. There are 4 separate short films in this movie, yet all manage to have wildly differing styles to them. And given that they're all directed by the same guy, that's really impressive. Some stories work more than others. They're really all up to your personal preferences whether or not you're going to enjoy them. For me personally, Night of the Sitter is probably my favorite just because of how ridiculous and over the top it gets. Really though, a good amount of my praise for this film has to go toward Perrett himself. Like I said, it's clear to me how much passion he has for the genre overall, both behind the scenes with the level of professionalism he brings to what could have very easily been a lazy high school project, and in front of the camera for just how much fun he's having as the Collector, your zany Crypt Keeper-esque narrator. What really amazes me though is that everything I would consider to be a flaw in this film, be it the effects, the acting, the stock music, none of these are the result of incompetence or the lack of understanding of film. They're really just a result of the lack of budget. The effects obviously aren't going to be that great because they lack the money to pull them off. The acting isn't going to be very good because, at least to my knowledge, these people aren't actors. And with a film like this, for my only criticisms to be the result of a lack of funding, that's very impressive. And I have to applaud them for making this film as well as they did on nothing. I'm going to say that Weird Fiction is good for fans of Tales from the Crypt. It's hokey and self-aware, but I think the best word to describe it would be charming. There's a shocking amount of understanding of filmmaking and an overwhelming air of professionalism in spite of its lack of budget. And at whatever point this movie goes wide enough for people to check it out, I would say that you should watch it if anything, just to appreciate Perrett's directing, because he does a very good job. I genuinely hope to see more films directed by him in the future, because I think that with the proper resources, he's got some great things ahead of him. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and oh wait, I have an important announcement. So, as some of y'all know, I made a movie. Back in October, we wrapped production on my first feature film, Lilith, and now we're in post-production. And we want to be able to self-distribute this movie. We want to be able to make it look as good as humanly possible for you all to enjoy when it comes out. And we have a Kickstarter. I'm going to post the link down in the description. Y'all can check it out and click around. And if you want to support indie horror, if you want to support this project, if you want to actually see it be the best that it could possibly be, because so many talented people worked on it, click the link down in the description. There's a lot of cool rewards we're offering. Check it out. Spread the word. Tell your friends. Share the link around. Also, check it out. Here's our poster. It's a Kickstarter exclusive, so if you want this rad art on your wall, click that link and consider donating, because it's really cool and it's exclusive to Kickstarter backers. You'll still be able to get the other official poster later on, but not this one with the awesome artwork. We really want this movie to be as good as humanly possible for you all, so check it out, consider donating, guys. Even if you don't, though, spread the link around. Really appreciate it, and as always, click down there, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all very soon.